The Giovanni are known far and wide as merchants and necromancers, but there is one thing that makes other Canaanites fear them more than anything else, and that is the rumors of what they do to their enemies. The Giovanni, with their powerful ability to manipulate the souls of the dead, damned or otherwise, have been known to trap, summon, and torture their enemies through all of history. And then, when they become bored of them, they leave them imprisoned in objects, half-conscious, for the rest of eternity. No escape possible, no freedom to ever be found. Hello and welcome, Canaanites, kindred, and other children of the night. We are here once again with Lucretia of Clan Cappadocian. So our papa was murdered by the horrid Tremere in the last episode, and it was suggested to me in the comments that we could take advantage of our ghost creating evil to kill her, mark her, and turn her into a spirit slave. Now, I don't know what we'll do with her. Maybe we'll turn her into a crown or a bauble to put into the throne room, or maybe we'll actually try to get some use out of her. We'll have to see how it goes. But for now, we're just gonna get some agents into this scheme and try to make her as dead as we can. We'll see how it turns out from there, won't we? And it looks like we have achieved murder plot number 1. We may just make this a habitual thing we do with all of our rivals. You know, it'll succeed sometimes, it won't. But it is the Giovanni way, coping with stress. Yeah, we're just trying to clear some stress, keeping that on cooldown, especially since we run so fast speed as a vampire. All right. So this is going to give him the trusting trait, I think? Yes, that's fine. We're not trying to really make them good at anything. We don't want to spend precious stress on them. We just want them to grow up, become ghouls, and get married. So maybe we can create some revenants. Now this is the follow-up to the fact that we said that we were okay with seducing our blood son last episode. Yes, our vampire son. He's not actually our son. We have no sons of the body because we spent all of our life before becoming a vampire inside of a nunnery for the insane. This is a difficult decision. Decide what we're going to do with him. Let's look what the options are here. So we could actually make him our lover and give him 400 stewardship experience. Right? That's not bad. Oh, but we could also just take 400 stewardship experience. Let's just look, because we're pretty selfish when it comes to these things, you know. There's a good chance that this is going to actually give us a stewardship perk, and if it does, we want that more than we want to become lovers with him. That's for sure. Yeah, it will. It will give us golden obligations, and golden obligations is really worth it, so we're just going to learn from him as best we can, take golden obligations, and thank our child for being such an excellent steward and helping us out. This will probably come in great handy later on. It's pretty easy for vampires to produce hooks. Lots of different methods, especially if we go into dominate. So currently we don't have any valuable hooks that we can use to use our golden obligations, but that's fine. We'll be producing hooks over time for sure. And over a long period of time, golden obligations is just an unbelievably good pick for 1 stewardship perk level. All right, we're gonna hunt from this guy, and we got to make sure we keep up on our hunting this time because it gets bad when we forget to do it. One way we can create hooks is by blood bonding people. We're not going to do it right now, but if we find somebody who has a particularly good amount of money, we can blood bond them to us and ask them for it with golden obligations. I think that's a pretty vampiric thing to do. Make someone your blood slave just so that you can steal their lunch money. Breathing down necks. Okay, so yeah, one of our agents has basically screwed up and she thinks she's been caught. We have a 95% chance to succeed. That may drop if we drop her out, but I think that's necessary. We're not really that good at straight intrigue. Let me see here. Still 95% chance, so nothing lost. Great. Familia knows best. I have a perfect plan for this. Ladies, of course, and we want them to we don't care if they're beautiful. We want them to be geniuses. We don't care if they're strong because they need to keep up, okay? They need to be intellectually our equal. We don't get along well with people who don't keep up, right? This guy wants us to make a festival, a celebration happen so that we can lure her out, but we have 95% chance to succeed anyway, so I don't think it's worth the money. So sorry, guy, your plan is good, but it's not really required for this particular murder. So I think we're just going to leave the survey capital, like I've said a dozen. I should just turn that off. So that when we have a stress down, we can use it for stress down, because as a diligent character, we get a lot of stress down from that. This is the Sea of Shadows, a vote coming up again. Something has changed. Possibly the previous candidate has changed. It has resorted the vote. We're just going to vote for Mankato. It looks like Gratiano is getting some favor. He seems to be in first yet again. Well, that's fine. We don't care. We're not voting for that asshole. We're not voting for our rival, that's for sure. That's not a thing we're doing. Now, I would maybe like to find someone to seduce, because we're not bisexual. We'll have a difficult time seducing these women. Ooh. No, there's no chance. No. 0% chance to seduce the Demon King. But if we could, it would have been a hell of a move. But we really can't. Probably we're gonna end up having to go to war for a lot of this stuff, but we need some establishment time before we do that. We need to get our king title. We need to get some of those juicy de jure claims. Probably just fight that guy right now, but I have no one to give it to, so no, we'll leave that for later. So I was thinking we could seduce William up here in Burgundy, but he won't do it. We can learn his language though. That could be useful in the future. You know, being able to speak with the French and Burgundian leadership is good. We will feed from him. He is melancholic. We should remember that for the future. We will want to taste his blood more than once, that's for sure. No. That's who we just fed from. We can feed from this knight here. That'll do. That'll do. A young ward here has weaseled her way out of work. Again, I would normally try to get rid of this trait, but we don't care about these kids. The only thing that we care about them is that they might have some tasty ghoul genetics and produce us our first generation of revenants. We definitely need to create some revenants. Wolves at the door. Unleash the dogs of war. Okay, so 95% chance she's killed. She's a Tremere, so she definitely doesn't have advanced fortitude to save her life, so let's do this. And the horrid murderer of our beloved Papa is dead. Dead and a wraith. Dead and hopefully in our control very soon. I like the fact that it points out there that she will become a wraith in our court. We need to find her now. She's going to be one of our vassals, I think. Not vassal, courtiers. So we just looked at our courtier list. Where is she? Where is she? There she is, right there. And yeah, we've got her. We have got her. Oh, that's weird. What is wrong with her? She's incapable? How can she be incapable? She's a frickin' wraith. We're gonna have to look into this more. Never underestimate this mod. So she's still in her call. Call is like the state when a wraith is first made, where they're still like in a kind of a cocoon. So she's not awake yet. In order to wake her up, we need to break her call. She probably, I don't know. We may be able to do that ourselves. I know that there are ways that the Giovanni can do it in the tabletop themselves, but generally it's done by a Reaper. We'll have to look into our necromancy and try to figure out what we need to do. There's lots of different things we can try, of course. Let's just pin her so we don't forget about her, so that we can keep up on her call state and try to figure out different ways to experiment. Yeah, it's basically ruining her as well, taking all of her stats away from her. So one really interesting thing about the fact that she still exists as a character is we can look at her memories, and yeah, Duchess Lucretia of Delmentia and I became rivals. That's because you murdered my papa. My hated nemesis Duke Ambrosio Giovanni of Delmentia was murdered. Yeah, that you did that. Now I am only seeing the concealed version of that memory, but we know she did it because our death site pointed her out to us. Take his blood. Yummy, yummy, yummy. Let's keep hunting. I'm not gonna pardon her. I wish I could imprison her, but you can't imprison a ghost yet. I think, well, we'll just have to look at our necromancy in a little bit and find out more what we can do with these guys. We're having vengeful memories of Gratiano de Verona Gratiano. because he is our rival. Now, it's not really a good idea to become a rival of a Giovanni. We're just sort of playing this up here for fun, and by fun I mean we're RPing it, but the Giovanni are well known for doing the exact kind of things we do, which is trapping people, killing them, taking their souls, enslaving them forever. You know, it's what makes them particularly scary. They don't just do it to other vampires. They're just gonna mark him for return here. I don't know if you realize this, but we're just gonna take that little check mark there with the knife beside it. Gives us a slightly higher chance of succeeding. And we have finally trained up this boy. He turned out adequate, but we didn't expect better. His purpose isn't to be great. His purpose is to breed revenants. Now, the reason we clicked imprison on him while he's still at this screen is because we want to imprison him while he's in our court, because it gives us a slightly better chance. As soon as we unpause, he's going to return to his parents, but that's not how this is going down. There's none of that, he gets to return to his parents and then we withdrawing him. It's more like we grab him by the wrist and say stay or prison, and he takes prison. Recruiting a prisoner is one of the easiest ways to guarantee that they stay in your court. They stay for a while, you can make him a knight, keeps him around, you know, helps a lot, keeps him from thinking he can go back to his mom and dad. And last but not least, we had to actually go through her to marry him, because that's how it works. We marry him to the other girl, and maybe they will produce some revenants for us. Yes, you will, of course, accept the betrothal agreement. You didn't really have a choice. That's an illusion that you have going for you there. We were doing it whether you liked it or not. We have something of a difficult decision to make now. We have all the ghouls that we can hold, and they're all in positions here, so we gotta get rid of them. I have decided officially, I think that we're getting rid of Baron Nicholas here, because he is just the wife of the actual Baroness. He holds no important position, and his wife is too good a knight to give up, so we're just gonna get rid of him. Right now, we're gonna give his ghoul status to the young man. We're gonna have to find someone so that we can ghoul the young lady. I'm not sure what we're gonna do about that. Yes, you're going to grow old now, sir. You got a few extra years of healthy life out of me, and that's all you really deserve. 77 is plenty. You will die soon of old age, and I really just don't care. Now, as for the other one, this is harder. I don't want to give her up at all. I like her. She has necromancy. She's kind of fun, but we absolutely need to keep her husband because he's our marshal, and he's basically been training as marshal. She hasn't given us a kid in a long time. I don't know. I think it's gonna have to be her, but we will wait to make that decision officially until the girl grows up. So now we are going to ghoulify the kid in the first step towards making a new pair of ghouls to breed us revenants. His cute little future wife right there. She's gonna be a little bit more difficult to manipulate than he is, I think, when she grows up, but we will see. I think mostly because, oh, what's this? Fly away! A new applicant appears at your court. A gargoyle with the name of Emrys claims to have fled the Tremere. He was able to escape. His master he destroyed his master and could escape. Wow, I don't think I can say no to a gargoyle. He's also offering us money. He's a great warrior. I could use another great knight, too. How do you say no to this? He's probably a Tremere plant, I know. He's probably some kind of, like, Tremere spy or something, but I'm not going to say no. I can't do it. I can't. It's a gargoyle. Everybody wants a gargoyle in their court, right? Let's do it. Can we truly claim to be challenging death if we don't invite Tremere spies into our court? I say no. So unlike the Tremere woman, we don't have much chance of actually succeeding with Gratiano here. No one in his court will betray him. Does he even have a court? I mean, we did oust him from his territory. He may just still be a wanderer. There's nobody we can get. Oh, a loyal retainer. He is now a ghoul. How did he do? You know, I gotta tell you, for once, I'm not that interested in how he did. It's not that important. He's just oh, he did okay, I guess. Fortitude and potence. Okay, fine. He's actually almost a knight candidate now. He went from being pathetic at physical conflict to now being quite good at it. A lesson in charity. His wife is going to be arrogant. That's perfectly acceptable. You can be arrogant all you want, young lady. I mean, anything's perfectly acceptable since we really actually don't care what happens with her. And then we feed from him. Yes, we took a little sip while we were preparing to make him our ghoul. Little sip, doesn't hurt. You know, I mean, only a little hurt. I am honestly not sure. Wait. Oh, look at her. I really want to figure out what we could do with her. We need to take a look at our necromancy or something. Because, burying the hatchet. Of course we're not rivals. That was a joke. The only reason you thought we were rivals is because I put you in prison. And of course I put you in prison. I couldn't have you escape to your parents. I was supposed to keep the other girl here if we didn't get married. All that glitters. So this is a great event if they're not a vampire, because it makes them really sick, and so they're more likely to just die from normal things. But it doesn't really work against vampires. I'm still going to click it, though, I think. Yeah, I still think I'm going to click it just in case. You never know. You never know. You never know. I really don't think this is going to happen. But, you know, 40%, that's a pretty high chance, right? We got to roll those bones. How do you test against death if you don't roll the bones against murders? And we'll take her blood. Ah, yes. Find mortals time. We're going to get some more clergy just because I am running out of hunting targets. Let's hunt from, I guess, this guy right here. He's a little ugly, but probably will taste just fine. So our little ghoul here's last trait is going to be, it looks like, deceitful. I'm perfectly happy with her being deceitful again. It's not a really big thing to me. She could be deceitful, I guess. These kids are not turning out too great, but maybe their kids will, and maybe we will eventually succeed at breeding ourselves a generation of revenants. We don't have any other secondary revenant group anymore. So if they don't succeed, we may have to breed their children together. I didn't say that. I did say that we might have to breed their children together because we don't have room to make any more ghouls. Hey, maybe one of those two people will be embraced by then. I was eventually planning to embrace the Marshall. Who is this guy? I don't even remember this guy becoming my friend. Is this that guy who randomly did the friend action on me last episode? Yeah, it probably is. Well, that's too bad. That's too bad. I barely knew you. Good night. More blood. We've been doing such a good job of hunting this episode. I think I've gotten every single one of them back to back. We have learned hereditary rule, so maybe we should look and see what we pick next here. I was actually thinking that there is a regional tech here someplace that I want. Yeah, pike columns. I think that would be cool. So I think we're going to do pike columns. And then we're going to just let it finish battlements, I guess, on its own. Yeah, that's pretty good. I like the idea of building some cool pike columns to go with our cool crossbowmen. So this haunting here, this is really good, as is torment. These make it easier to bind the spirits, and it allows us to physically interact with them. So that's how we would put them in prison, like we were asking about before. Could also, like, execute them. This allows us to, This allows us to interact with creatures in the Umbra as if it was the physical world. This might let us break the call, but even if it doesn't, Ex Nihilo, the one underneath it, lets us go into the Umbra, so we probably have to go down that anyway. Let's just check and see if we got any new options on her from that. I doubt it, though. I doubt it. No. Break call. Yeah, it has to be done by a Reaper. Okay, well, once we have Ex Nihilo, we can go and search for a Reaper to break her call and to get her under our sway. You know, I'm starting to get paranoid about my friends dying after my papa died. I really want to get Cappadocian necromancy, which means I need to prioritize that in case she gets yoinked. I only really have one Cappadocian friend, Constancia, that's her actual name, my grandsire. So we better, I guess we're gonna have to save prestige for that. Yeah. I should be able to also get Lamayan necromancy from Albina, because she is my friend, and I'm a lot less afraid of her getting randomly killed for some reason than I am of Constancia. I think she's just too unimportant. She probably isn't really even a participant in much of the machinations of the night, you know? Curiosity killed the hunter. Let's just get rid of that. We're not going to actually romance that guy. We were just trying to figure out if there was another way we could get Cappadocian necromancy easily. So this is a hunter who has been looking around in our domain. He's been asking questions about our schedule and influence, and we're afraid he's going to report it to his superiors. That's not great, but we do have a pretty easy ability to deal with the Masquerade, since our powerful magic can easily bend the minds of the weak. Definitely not paying money for a 75% chance of luring a Masquerade. I'd rather, you know, take the Masquerade point down and then just use our terrible magics. You know, just by the might of my magic, I will bend their minds. Or is it rend their minds? I think it's rend. I don't know. I couldn't see it. I wasn't looking. Education at an end. I wonder if she did okay. I doubt it, since I'm so very bad at intrigue. But nope, she did terrible. That's pretty expected. But you know, her purpose in life is for Revenant production. She's lead Revenant production team member, with secondary Revenant production team member right there. I do need to find them someplace to live, a barony. I may have to steal it from one of their parents. If I want to make her a ghoul, I am going to have to get rid of the other woman, though. Because, yeah... I'm right back where I was before. I don't really want to do it. The thing is, I kind of want to make her a child because she did spontaneously learn necromancy. On the other hand, her stats are terrible. You know what? She's not good enough to become a child. So I am just going to de-ghoulify her and then transfer the ghouling over to the girl. So for reasons I have been unable to determine, she is with her mother in her mother's court, in spite of the fact she is married to a courtier in my own court. It doesn't make that much difference, to be honest. She can't escape me. I'm just gonna have to do this the other way. We're just gonna put our flag right where she's living, right there. We're just gonna raise this up. We'll just tick it down to a slow speed and raise just a little bit of an army here. Just tick it up a little bit, just once will be fine. Come on, tick up, there we go. And since we lead our armies ourselves, we're just now sitting here in our little army above her mother's barony, and we're just gonna walk in and be like, hey, I brought an army and some blood. And now that she's begun to taste my blood and the ghoulifying begins, we do not have to be there anymore, so we can disband the army, and the task will finish on its own. Great, so we have got her ghoulifying, and we have also ghoulified her husband. More melancholy. I've fed from this guy a couple of times now, because he's got melancholy, which is great. Helps us along with our goal of gaining more and more necromancy. And, oh, what happened to you? My count. Huh. We need to find someone to hunt from, though. That's more important. She still shows her as a courtier in my court, even though she's technically living in her mother's barony. It's a weird thing with locations that happens sometimes. It'll be fine. We'll get it. She'll show up again later, and if she doesn't, she'll go with her husband when I find him a place to live. And she is now my ghoul. Let's see how good she turned out. What was I looking for in here? I don't know. Let's just click this and see how well she turned out. She is... she's okay. She got potence. That's not too bad. That's not too bad. Alright. It's her mother. Her father still has not died yet, even though he's like super old now. Good on him, I guess. Sneaking a couple more years in before the ghoul blood ends his existence forever. Okay, well, I was imprisoning her to take her land from her because I didn't want to be able... I can't raise my, my crown authority, but because we actually succeeded, it does nothing except make her mad. So we just made her mad for no reason. Our marshal is gone. What happened to our marshal? We did a lot of work to prepare that guy. That ghoul is extraordinarily valuable. Most likely he should be our child soon. I hope nothing terrible is happening. Oh, he's in prison. So there's some kind of war happening here. That's interesting. So he's in prison. This guy has got him. He's our neighbor. And the only kind of war it could be. They're trying to snatch some territory from our neighbor. And he got captured in battle, I guess. That's too bad. I don't think they're going to win that war. Should I pay his ransom now? No. We'll just wait till the war ends. He probably won't die in prison. I mean, he's a ghoul. He's tough. I hope he doesn't kill him, though, because if he executes him, I'm going to be so mad. This is not worth it yet. We should let her collect some more money before we take this from her. And I'm now ready. I'm ready. It's time. We are now going to be the Queen of Italy after all of the foul ups and all of the money spent and all of the not being able to follow our goal directly to its end. We finally get to become the Queen of Italy. So if we don't make any clan that has people inside of our territory have a primogen, they will become disenfranchised and they will like us less. And it's just another one of those gigantic upsetness malices that this mod loves to hand out. Let's just put up the skull right behind us because we're belonging to the Zilla. Tail of Zilla needs to be real close by too in case we want to go over there and pursue it. Look at its story again. And yeah, we need primogen. I don't think we're going to have any good primogen. I do suspect we're going to have one awesome primogen. Yeah, Fibonacci. I knew it. I knew it. He's a scholar. He has high learning. There's no way he was not going to be great. I mean, Albina isn't even that bad. He's going to give us a massive 300% learning. I think it's 300%. I didn't look fast. I didn't take long enough to look, but I think it's 300% learning for our discipline. Hopefully we can get ex nihilo soon so we can find someone to wake her up. That murder is probably not going to happen. It's fine. We can always try again later, right? I mean, if at first you don't succeed, stab again. Okay. I think we're going to just temporarily put the Baroness here in the position of Marshal. I probably should just leave it empty, but, you know, I could train commanders with her. I could increase some control in some of my vassals' territories. It might be helpful. Could cause a major penalty if we do that, though. No, we'll just leave her on trained commanders. It'll be fine. It's probably fine. It's probably perfectly safe. Hopefully we get him back soon. That is not worth it. We just decided that. We can create another accolade. Oh, the gargoyle can do an accolade. Huh, I wonder what we're going to pick for him. So he does not have the best options available to him. Blood Lackey, basically, it just gives us a little bit of dread per prestige, and Marauder gives us some, like, attacker advantage. It's not terrible. It's not terrible, but it could be a lot better. He's not that great, but it's fine. It's fine. You know, we want that accolade just so that he can become famous. I mean, we do have a gargoyle. We should work on giving the gargoyle a little bit of fame, right? What is this event? Oh, Royal Lapse. So this is an event where two of our vassals are basically arguing over us, and nothing good can come of this. It's just gonna end out bad either way. Yeah, okay. We're just gonna have to do my apologies because at least that has no other negative penalties other than the little bit of stress. All right, Bruja Primogen. Oh, they're both terrible. Haha, they're okay. Poor isn't quite terrible. They're figuratively terrible. This guy's gonna make our he's gonna make our men-at-arms cost more money, but we need to put him in there. Otherwise, the other Bruja's gonna get mad, and I just don't want them to get mad or rebellious. Maybe we should just let them. Is plus 15% men-at-arms cost really that bad? He's just so bad. These two Bruja are just so terrible. Well, I mean, Korb has been around for a while, so I guess we'll validate accepting the penalty as rewarding him for his service or something. I don't know. I don't know. This is the worst. None of our courtiers were picked for being good Primogen. They were picked for the fact that they were the only people who would show up. This Countess and this Baron, and they're both terrible. And then I guess this guy's poor, so I guess we put the poor one in place. Oh, we're gonna lose a knight over that. Do I really want to lose a whole knight? Am I willing to lose a knight just to have a person in this position? I don't want to, but we'll do it for now, I guess. Just for now. Just for now. Okay, it's a compromise, okay? The last thing I want to do is I think I'm going to put a court augur in. I checked it earlier, but he has improved. Yes, he has. So he's kind of worth it if we can get some people to dread us more, and then we could produce tyranny on purpose. I mean, it is pretty easy to produce tyranny as a vampire. It gives us a plus to diplomacy, which we can use. So let's just stick him in there. And none of the rest of these positions matters in literally any way at all. Are you kidding me? She hasn't even been in the position for a month and she's killed one of my knights. And it's not just any knight, it's literally the dude that I just hired as Gangrel Primogen. That's it. The Gangrel don't get a Primogen. The position is now cursed. It's cursed. It's cursed. Maybe this drink will make me feel better. Oh wait, that actually fixes something for us because we have inherited his barony. That means we don't have to tyranny the other lady. Maybe we can find her a second husband. Maybe she'll have some late in life ghoul babies. New phlegmatic perk. That's good. Oh, scry the scroll. Scry the scroll. Scry the soul. Oh, share the senses would help us with our hostile scheme power. That would make our murders more likely to happen. No, scry the soul. We're gonna do scry the soul, and then we're probably gonna get out of here and do dominate for a while. I know there's so much more good stuff in Auspex, but dominate could be a moneymaker for us now that we have the gold from hooks. Let's just bring some melancholic people in just to feed right away. Just also because we want to use our power immediately, right? Survey the capital. We keep looking at this. We keep know we're saving it. We just, it's fine. And now in celebration of our first night as Queen of Italy, well, first episode of Queen of Italy, we're going to do our court. Sitting on my throne, I gesture for my guards to open the doors of the hall. A stream of people file in, some lining up in front of my throne while others move out of the way so they can simply observe the proceedings. Gesture for the first in line to approach. My Lady Rivia has been hit hard by the recent raiding and looting. The people are starving. Our fields are not recovering. I could give her some money for her problems. You know, that, or his problems, I should say. That's probably okay. I mean, I got some money right now, right? Yeah, let's help him out. Let's help them out. We're a good queen. My vassal Baron Theobald approaches the throne with a young woman in tow. My liege and queen. Oh, he wants to give me a knight. How much you want to bet she sucks? She sucks. I don't know what to do. Maybe we should take her on and then make her quit. At least then, I mean, it gives me a hook on him, but the truth is, the reality is, really this only affects her, right? If I just throw her out, it's just going to give me a tiny amount of dislike with this Baron, and then I'm never going to have to see her again, right? Like, who cares if she doesn't like me? Who cares if she has no prestige? She's just some nobody. Yeah, I don't want her. An armored mule would be more useful. And this is rightful lands. Markedly disgusted Countess Albina. Oh, she wants me to give her lands from Monferro. Monferro being the Revenant. Huh. So she has a claim. I wonder how she got that claim. When I landed her, she didn't have any claims. Has she been buying claims? Has she been getting fake claims? Or she just got some lucky events? I don't know. I do like her more. She's my best friend as opposed to just my friend. I don't want to really show favorites. I could just, like, make them fight each other. She would surely win if I did that. I mean, she's a powerful Lamea warrior, after all. It would probably, is that tyrannical? You know, the truth is, it is a way of testing death, though. Whichever one of them succeeds and fights the hardest wins. You know, that is something of the nature of, let's do it. And she got it. She stole it from him. Good on you, Albina. You know, I like you a lot, and that was a bold request you made, and you've been rewarded for it, and I'm actually pretty happy that that happened that way. With that, though, I think we're going to bring this episode to an end. Thank you for watching. My name has been Hunter, and we have been here once again with Lucretia, Cappadocian of the Giovanni Bloodline. I just want to set my new ghoul in his brand new territory. There he is, right there. Just grant him this barony, so now hopefully he can take advantage of the landed character bonus to having children. And I hope differently but equally that you come and join me the next time we are here with our young Giovanni, Queen of Italy. Goodbye for now.